It's Pilates o'clock. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dancing with Pilates. This is the playlist where I'm going to break down the beginner mat exercises. I'll give you some tips and tricks, modifications, and advancements. If you haven't already checked out the basic mat exercise playlist, feel free to do that before, because in this playlist, I'll just be adding in those newer exercises. They all kind of flow into one eventually, but if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and try that and then hop over here to find out some new ones. If you have any questions as well, please leave anything below. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. So the next exercise we'll be working on together is called neck roll. This one doesn't really have too many advancements. The advancements for this exercise is actually a whole new exercise. So you'll learn that later on as we go along in this program together. So for neck roll, you'll want to be on your stomach. If you are pregnant, obviously this will not be an exercise for you. Other than that, if you have no other contradictions, you'll go ahead and lie onto your stomach. The first modification, actually, apologies, before we do any modifications, let's just do the exercise as is. So you'll want to center your hips right in the middle of your mat. A good way to do that is by opening your feet to the bottom corners of the mat, and it will help you feel where you're at, and then you can wiggle your hips centered, and then you'll go ahead and squeeze your heels together. So you actually have a Pilates stance back there. Now my hands are going to go right underneath my shoulders, and my forehead is going to go right onto the mat. From here, I'm going to make sure that my elbows are lifted up, and I'm going to scoop my abdominals up into my spine. See how I could fit something underneath there? So you want to achieve that big scoop, and then you're going to squeeze the backs of the legs. Now, pushing those hands down into the mat so much that my head and my neck and my chest begin to lift up off of the mat. From here, you're going to keep squeezing those elbows into the rib cage. We really want to stretch the neck here, so we look to the right. We circle. We keep the chin super close to the body. We look left and we look center. Then we reverse it. We go left. We circle around. We look back, center, and as we lower everything back down, you want to imagine that your spine grows 2 more inches. So this is an exercise where you really want to find that your abdominals are doing a lot of the work here. We don't want to go into a huge back bend, into an arch. Then that puts a lot of pressure on the low back. You really want to try to keep that spine flat. We achieve that with the use of our arms, really hugging the elbows into the ribs, and using the backs of the legs. Yes, so from here, a modification, the first one, instead of squeezing those heels together, as I mentioned, leave those feet separate, not so wide like the mat, but I would say an inch or two. Find what feels comfortable for you. That would be the first modification. The second modification, I would say, is to adjust the hands. Rather than having the hands directly under the shoulders, you can bring them a little bit forward. If you have even dumbbell hand weights, you can place them on the ground and you can grab onto those and you can push into them that way. And then from here, the third modification, so we've got the feet separate, we've got the hands maybe being a little bit further away. Don't go up as far or up as high. So you can still have the hands underneath your shoulders, and rather than going up super high, you just maybe go an inch or two off of the mat. Another variation, you can even just leave those hands down by the side, and you can just really work on lifting. So very similar to having the hands in front of you. You can practice here not even using those hands. You're working on the scoop of the abdominals, how to lengthen the spine without the use of those arms, and then you, of course, add in that neck roll. A way to modify this neck roll, if this neck roll gives you pain at all, then just eliminate that completely and really just focus on how long you can get your spine, how much you can scoop those abdominals. All of those same principles keep coming back through each exercise, and hopefully as you go through each of these videos, you'll start to realize all of the connections. If you have any of those aha moments, I would love to hear about them. I absolutely love hearing how people are making progress in their Pilates journey. So please leave any comments below and any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.